Staying wealthy is quiet. Good morning. This is Vladimir Nemchinov with InvestSteady.com. Welcome, welcome. Whether you're on your way to the gym or to work, welcome to this live where we're going to talk about 10 levels of wealth game. The last level, maxing out all retirement accounts. This is where it becomes super interesting. This is the last step. Well, this is the last level of the wealth game. However, you can do other things after, and we'll touch that in a second here. Okay, what real wealth actually looks like day to day? It looks like calm, margin in your schedule, decisions made without money panic. Right now, I'm contemplating about maybe selling a property or getting property, borrowing against the rental property and paying off my residence. I do separate rentals from our personal budget, finances. The reason I do that is because if everything burns to the ground, rental-wise, our house is free and clear. And that is a big margin freed up from day-to-day income. And I am, as you know, I am very conservative in my budgeting and in my finances. And despite of what it seems like with having 8 buildings or 8 properties that I own, we own in our family, I'm very conservative. So I would really, really like to have free and clear property. And that's what I'm working towards, okay? So imagine the freedom that gives. Of course, I'm not planning on losing the job, which most people who lose jobs don't plan for that. But I'm planning on working and providing for my family. However, not having somebody breathing down your neck, aka banks with mortgages, that is a big freedom. That's a financial freedom. And now working at this for this week, we've been married for 12 years. And all it started when I got married to my beautiful bride. Before I was here illegal, I didn't have anything, I didn't own anything. I still worked hard at $10 an hour at the most, but I did not own anything. Once I got married to my beautiful wife, that's when it all started. So get married young. That's not marriage advice. But it all started 12 years ago when we got married. Our first property was bought 11 years ago. The net worth we got in 11 years, and thanks to primarily real estate, and now I'm working on maxing out retirement accounts and making and providing better for my family. So this is where we are. It is interesting to look back 11 years ago, and when we had nothing, we just got married, and I had many friends in the same situation. And 11 years later now, I'm contemplating paying off our house, our primary residence. I mean, that is a big achievement in my opinion anyways. And other people may not be there. And this is due to, obviously God is orchestrating a lot of things, but we need to take responsibility for our choices and actions. I made different choices than some other people did. You know, my friends, and I'm looking at this and it's sad to me, but what can I do? All I can do is share my journey with you guys. Hopefully you're in your 20s when I started, when I came to America really, but I started much later. So if you started in your 20s, you will be much further than I am. But it all starts with choices. You got to sacrifice something. You can't do same things as everybody else does and be better off. Most people in debt. Most people own on their cars. Most people, a lot of their money going to paying debt. That's where most people are. You want to be like everybody else. You want to be different. This is up to you. The choices you make right now will affect you 10 years later. I like this phrase I learned here in the United States. You can pay for your choices or you can get paid for your choices. And trust me, getting paid for your choices is nice. It's super nice. I am a big fan of that, and that's why I'm sharing all these things. How to protect what you've built. You reduce risk, stay disciplined, and avoid chasing shiny new things. There's a lot of shiny new things coming up with media, especially with the advent of social media. You're looking at everybody and they are doing great on their social media, right? But in fact, it may or may not be that way. But again, it's not about other people, it's about you. It's about what you do. What do you do with your choices? What do you do with your options, with your work, with your career, with money that you make? What do you do with it? It's going to affect you down the road 10 years later. It's affecting me right now. And I'm making different choices than some other people have to survive. I'm making choices to thrive. Why simplicity beats complexity at this level? Simple plans are easier to stick to and harder to break over decades. And that is the point of wealth game. It's simple steps. There's nothing complicated about it. Create a budget. Yeah, some people don't like it, but do create budget. It's simple. You look at what's coming in and look what's going out. You try to increase what's coming in and decrease what's going out. Okay? And then the margin is what you can do with. You can invest into your education. You can get better with something you do. I mean, on YouTube you can learn a lot of stuff for free, but you can use that money for that. The second level is to protect yourself. You have family, it's a must, protect. You have a stay-at-home spouse, have a protection for the income that you have. They are not on the picture, it's going to be much harder financially. I mean, apart from emotionally and everything else. Step 3, save $1,000 emergency fund. You don't want to rely on debt. You want to get out of it. And to do that, you need to cover the first little things that can pop up in your life, like a pop-top tire, pun intended. Next level, it is to pay off your debt. Level 4, it's still the base, it's still the foundation of the wealth game of your future. Pay off the debt. Step 5, increase your emergency fund to 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Okay, level 6, that once that is done, invest 15% into your retirement. You will not have better options to do it than now, starting with a little bit and grow for it to grow over time. Step 6, you have kids, you're going to have kids, invest into their future so that they don't start from zero or negative with the student loans, but they start in positive with their school if they want to do that, potentially pay it off. What is it? Level 7. Am I on level 7 now? Yes, down payment. Save for down payment for your house. Okay, if you haven't had it at this point yet, this is a good time. You can even pause your retirement to put more money into down payment so you can buy a property. Properties only grow in value. That's where the net worth comes from. My net worth is properties grow in value. I'm not that smart, but I had guts to buy those properties when I didn't have anything. Instead of buying nice and shiny cars, I bought dilapidated properties and I worked on them after work. That's what increased my net worth, because properties, they grow. Rentals, or the rent, increases every year. I increase rent on my rentals every year. The company I work for increased the rent every year. This is how it is. Inflation. Labor costs more. Food costs more. Everything costs more. Accommodation costs more. Okay? Once you bought a property, that was before kids. Then say for kids, level 8. Level 9, pay off that mortgage. Now you have more margin. You're making more. Hopefully you may be older. Maybe you're still young. Pay off your home or plan to do that. It's simple. Just add more. $100 more every month. $1,000 more every month. And you pay it off. Okay? What are your goals? If that's what your goal is, that's a good next level. And level number 10 is what brings us to today. Max out your retirement accounts. This is very simple. There's nothing complex about it. And here I am to walk you through this every day. Let's talk. Whatever level you're on, let me help you to get to the next level. I am not in a payoff house. I am not yet at the last 3, 8, 9, and 10 levels. We are investing 15% of our retirement, and we already own a property, our home. We have not started for our kids' education yet, and that's still conversation to come with my wife. And pay off mortgage. Man, this is one of my next steps. Just like investing 15% or maxing out our Roth IRAs for myself and for my wife was one of the next steps in my financial journey, on my wealth game. I beat that level. We are there now, and so we're looking into the next levels. And the last level is build lasting wealthy. What? Build lasting wealth is what I'm saying. Build lasting wealth. Max out your retirement accounts, 401k, whatever you have. How this step changes your family long after you're gone. It gives your family stability, options, and head start instead of stress and debt. I am not stressing right now because even if I get fired, hopefully I will not, I have provision. Okay, I'm able, thank God. I have an able body. I can go and work. I can do whatever needs to be done to feed my family. But for 3-6 months, I'm not gonna even struggle. Okay, it's gonna be easier for me to find a job versus to somebody who lives paycheck to paycheck, and now they cannot pay their rent. Now they cannot pay their mortgage because they lost their job. This is not a good place to be in, and this is up to you to make those changes, to protect yourself, to play this wealth game. If I lost my job right now, I'm not going negative. Yes, my income's gonna go down or disappear until I find the next step, but it's not gonna put me behind on my wealth game. It will not. It will be a setback, but I'm not gonna be behind. If you're living paycheck to paycheck today and you're losing your job, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to your bills? What's gonna happen to your cable? Who cares about cable? Nobody does. If you don't pay it, it's not the end of the world. If you don't pay rent and you get kicked out, that's the end of the world. Not literally. You have options still, even in that. But protect yourself. Don't rely on that. Don't live like everybody else, paycheck to paycheck. You can make changes to it. Anyways, this rant is not today about that, but thank you for joining on your way to work or gym. This step definitely can change your life, and this is for those of you who are along in the wealth game. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. I have not paid my house yet. We do not put away money for kids' education yet, and we're not maxing out our, we do not have really access to 401k with my job right now, so we cannot max that out. We do max out the Roth IRAs. After that, we can use backdoor Roth IRA. We have IRA accounts that we can transfer and pay taxes on that money. That's going to be transferred because to have money in a Roth IRA, this is after tax money. It's not tax advantaged. But the money that grows there is going to grow tax-free forever. Okay? I love it. I don't know about you. I like it a lot. So this is next thing for me to invest is for me to save up a chunk of money to pay taxes on the money that I'm going to transfer from IRAs to Roth IRAs. Backdoor Roth IRA. This way it grows tax-free. Okay, this is my next steps. For you, if you have 401k, it's up to 23, 22 and a half or whatever $1,000 that you can still put into your 401k. What's the advantage of 401k? It compounds year after year after year compared to a brokerage account. You pay taxes every year on all the growth. Let's say you had $100 there and it doubled in 1 year. Now you have to pay tax on that $100 even if you're not taking it out. Okay, and then let's say next year that money dropped down to $75. So you have a net loss, but you already pay taxes on something that you didn't even use. You know what I mean? That's a disadvantage of that. But yet this is next step. Okay, let's look at some questions we have here. Where is my button? All right. Is there any disadvantage to maxing 401k contribution at start of year? As per title, any disadvantages? Looking to max my percentage so I can fully contribute to 401k at start of year and in as few paychecks as possible. Employer matches 50% if that has any bearing. Wow, 50%. That is amazing. So if you put $22,000 a year, they're going to put $11,000 a year. You cannot beat that. And if you work for a company like this, take advantage of that. Take advantage of that after you do all the other levels of wealth game, because they will protect you. If you get out of order, it's going to be messed up. Yes, you might max out your 401k, but then you end up borrowing against it when you're in the pickle. Don't do that. Okay, any disadvantages? No. If you are at level 10 of the wealth game, there is no disadvantage. As a matter of fact, there is advantage. You know, they're saying that, and I really like it, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. So if you put $22,000, $2,000, let's say, over every month, the January $2,000 will have 11 months to grow, right? February is 10 months to grow, and so on. But if you max it out all in January at $22,000, well, the whole $22,000 will compound for the whole year. That is the advantage. So there's no disadvantage. If you're at this level of wealth game, last step, you already paid off your house. Paying off houses is advantage, because you take your $1,000 from your checking and you apply to your equity in the house. Okay, you're not losing that money. It just moves from your checking to your equity. Okay, now that's why this is advantageous, and the properties, of course, grow in evaluation, and equity grows and grows just from the market growing. But there's no disadvantage in that. If you're in this step, by all means, you can put all $22,000 in January and then stop your contributions for next month. So, okay, next question. When to stop maxing out 401k contributions? My wife and I have been maxing out retirement accounts for almost a decade now. We have extremely generous employer matches as well. 6% accumulated around $1 million. We are in our late 40s. When is a good time to stop maxing out and just splurge a little? Based on conservative estimates, we stand to get a combined $6,000 a month in pension and Social Securities payments starting at 62. We live in a medium cost of living city, paid off house and cars, live frugally, and spend $4,000 a month at the moment, apart from one-off expenses like home improvements, large vacations, etc. I'm thinking we might as well pay taxes and enjoy the money now rather than accumulate a large retirement nest egg. Well, that is a good question, because in our earlier level of wealth game, we were talking about putting 15% of your money into retirement. So since then, usually there's time passes between, by the time you pay off your house, you have no mortgage. Actually, let's see if they have activities, fee, cars, maintenance, gas, insurance, groceries, miscellaneous, property tax, insurance, HOA fees, a month, utilities. So it looks like they don't have mortgage. That's good. So yes, you want to be in this place where you don't have mortgage, you don't have those expenses, and then yeah, enjoy your life for sure. Don't just live for that. But this is where the wealth grows, you know, while you enjoying your cruises and your vacations. Have 2 vacations a year, have 3 vacations a year, 4 vacations a year, but still contribute to your retirement. Okay, you can decrease that. You can see now you live intentionally. You know, see, okay, what's best for us? How many vacations do we want to have a year? Do we want to move into a warmer climate places and work there. Would that be better? Would that be beneficial? Live your life. That's what I'm intending anyways. Okay, next question. Welcome if you're just joining us. Next question would be next steps after maxing 401k or 401k plus Roth. Hello, I'm looking for advice on what my next steps should be after maxing out my 401k and my Roth IRA and HSA. My expenses are currently low and I have an emergency fund for about 6 months already, so I will be able to max out all of them in 2026. Very good. Very good. So when I'm reading these things, this is not average at all by far. A lot of people don't have emergency fund. A lot of people don't have anything to invest. This is like next level. Okay, after the wealth game, after maxing out my retirement, what do I do next? My portfolio currently looks like this, Roth IRA. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Well, you can do the brokerage account. You can invest into that. You will pay taxes every year, but it's some growth still, and at 10%, that's good money. Okay, then you can look into something else. What do you want to do when you grow up? Now that you grew up, what do you want to do? You want to start some kind of charity thing. You want to help out people. You want to start a business. You want to save up money for business. Brokerage account is also very good for that, to put some money into brokerage. To put some money into, let's say, business. Let's say I want to buy a business next. I've been working, I've been running somebody else's business. I was running somebody else's department, which is like a little business. Maybe I want to buy my own business. I want to run my own business. I want to build my own business. Any of these things, that's what this money will give you. You want to pay for your, hopefully kids' college already covered by this step. Okay, next step. Should I max out my 401k? Is this the best first step for investments? Let me share that with you, actually. 29 male. I just got a new job that pays 135k base per year, 14% annual bonus. I am also in the Air Guard where I earn around $700 a month. I live in a medium cost of living city and could afford to max out my TSP for the Guard each month and use the rest of the income to max out the $23,500 401k cap. I've always been solid about investing, not as good at saving. Interesting. Better than I used to be. I feel like I'm behind, but I guess that's a good mentality at this point. I'm creating an actual budget for probably the first time ever. I have roughly 20k in liquid cash, another 140k wrapped up in retirement various investments. I have little to no debt, 17,000 left on my car loan. That's not little. I am planning on using VA home loan in the next 2 years to buy a house. I guess my question is if maxing out my 401k is the best first step. Happy to clarify if needed. I hope this the right sub to put this in. Apologies if not. Man, people are so apologetic. All right, so several things. The wealth game. Budget was the first thing to do. So then you can plan your life, and you just starting to do it after already having 140,000 in your retirement. By any means, if that's your strongest thing is to put money in retirement and you suck at saving, not a big deal. You still want to do it in this order though. Okay, emergency fund first, pay off your credit cards next, then put 15% into retirement. You max out your Roth IRA. TSP, TSP and 401k. Max out Roth IRA first. Then TSP every month, check. Then 401k. But if you're buying a house, I would even stop that, especially if you want to do it in the next 2 years. And if you can max out your 401k for 2 years, that's what, $47,000? In 2 years, you can save up, plus other stuff. Stop your retirement investing, totally stop it for 2 years. Save up $100,000 on your for your house. Don't put that. Don't use the zero down in the VA mortgage. This is the worst thing. Don't do that. So put good down chunk down on your house. Your mortgage is going to be lower, and then start your maxing out your 401ks in retirement. Do that. This is not the best. It's not the first step, but if you are at that level of the wealth game, this is very good. Do that. Max it out. All right. So pay off your car loan. $17,000 is not little debt. It's $17,000. Pay it off. You have money. Pay it off. Okay. This is that. Next question. Does it really make sense to prioritize maxing out 401k and HSA before starting taxable brokerage? Yes, it does. I am 26, male, recently started looking deeper at my personal finances. I'm pretty confused by why everyone recommending maxing out 401k, HSA, and other such accounts before contributing to taxable brokerage. Sure, I get the enormous benefits of tax-free deferred investments. Well, it's not tax-free. You do not pay taxes on contributions to 401k now this year. That's true, but it's not tax-free. Roth IRA would grow tax-free, yes, but these investments are completely locked until I reach 60, 59 and a half to be clear. That's a long time. That's what about money I would need for a car, house, down payment, and other such big purchases in life. Also, what if I want to retire earlier, maybe 45, 50? The locked investments will not help me survive the 10, 15 years. How do I factor in these variables in my investment options? Is there a better split that I can follow between my locked investments and taxable brokerage? Interested in hearing from you guys, blah, blah, blah. Well, these are great questions. These are the good questions about retirement. If you want to retire early before that age, to be clear, 401k, Roth IRA are retirement accounts. It's for you to live on when you retire or at a certain age of your life. Do not put money into retirement if you want to buy a car in 2 years, if you want to buy a house in 10 years. Don't do that. Yes, brokerage will be better for that, for sure. If it's 2 years, even brokerage is not worth it. Just put it in savings, save up for 2 years and buy. Okay, but there's an advantage of that is that, yes, you do not pay taxes on it right now, and the growth is compounding. Versus brokerage, you pay taxes every year. Even if you don't use that money, you made it on paper, so you pay taxes on that. But yeah, that's what the purpose of retirement is. It's locked for retirement. Do not put more into it than you want to use in retirement, or if you cannot afford other things. Obviously, in the context of wealth game, you're at this level that everything else is figured out. Everything else is paid for. Now you just maxing out your retirement so that you have more money to live on retirement. That's passive income, truly passive, from stocks. Well, not stocks, but the stock market, I should say, from mutual funds. All right, so what about money, tax-free, but investing completely locked until you reach 60? Yes, that's what retirement is. You only get to it at 60 years old. All right, let's get one more. 401k, early max out or spread it out? Company doesn't offer 401k match. Would it be better just to put my paycheck in January into 401k and not worry about it for the rest of the year? Or dollar cost average it through the 12 months. I'm okay with no paycheck going to the bank account for the month of January in the lump sum. If the lump sum is better idea here, yes. Dollar cost average is very good. You make you make money. One part of it goes to investments, but time in the market is better. So if you have money up front, whether it's Roth IRA for last year or it's 401k in the beginning of the month, it's definitely better. So do that. Guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Remember,